Morning. I'm feeling a little better today. I think resigned determination is probably the way to describe today's general mood. I would feel a lot better if I wasn't likely going to be spending the majority of the day sat in waiting rooms, just because I know my local hospital and I know that the waiting times are usually quite long. So I think I'd feel a lot better if that weren't the case, but I'm gonna take my book because I didn't do my Anne of Green Gables reading last night because by that point I was just exhausted and emotional, and I just really needed to go to bed. So I can catch up on that. I'm going to take my, I've been borrowing my husband's Kindle, so I'm going to take that. And hopefully it won't be too long, but we will see. I'll take the letter that they gave me in Cardiff and just pray that I'm not going to be sat there for just hours and hours on end waiting. But we will just, it's out of my hands, really. I just have to wait and see what happens. The bruise is getting really quite dark on my thumb. I can't really show you because I can't get the angle right, but it's getting significant. Part of me wants them to take the cast off to look at it today, because I kind of want to see where this bruise is going. I don't know whether it's just me. It's just like a weird thing. But I kind of feel oddly proud of really, really decent bruises, you know? Like back when I used to do my aerial acrobatics, if I got a bruise, there was just like a kind of odd pride in how deep and obvious the bruise was. So I don't know, part of me kind of wants to see it. I don't know, maybe that's weird, because I know that it will hurt a lot more without the cast on. So I'm a little torn about whether I actually want that to happen. We'll see. But I do have a lesson before any of that happens. The clock stopped. Oh no. The clock hadn't stopped. The decorations were stopping the clock. Pressing on the second hand and it wasn't letting it move. I'll have to fix that later. But I'm going to do my Advents quickly before my lesson. What day are we on? The 15th. It's properly miserable as well. Like, it's dark, it's gloomy, raining. Like, you would not think it is 10 to 10 in the morning. It looks like I'm sat in the evening or before sunrise or something daft like that. But we are carrying on with the green. I think this is slightly lighter again. This is slightly lighter than yesterday's, which makes me wonder what direction we're going in here. Maybe we're fading through green into something else, which would be very intriguing. Interesting indeed. Because, like, where are we going now? Ooh, I can't wait to lie all these down and get one long progression through the fade. It's going to look so, so pretty. So, right, you're going there, and it's Monday, which means I get to open my Camel's Yarn Seaweed Advent. So let's have a look. No, that's not what I've been doing. I've been opening it and then looking at the mood board. We're gonna carry on with that. So we're doing week 3. Oh no, don't rip the pretty box. Okay, no, there we go. I've managed it. Oh, I love the feel of this yarn. I'm so glad I went for this gorgeous, luxurious one. This is Seaweed Burners. That is a gorgeous orangey brown. I love the feel of this so much. I'm so glad I got this base. Okay, week 3. So this is the mood board for week 3. Oh, I can totally see that. That is the vibe. That one's a little more red than... Oh, it's hard to tell. It's so dark. I actually have the lights on as well, and you wouldn't think it. Obviously, there's definitely some orange in it, so I'm definitely getting that one. Interesting. What I think I'm going to do, while I can't actually knit, is start getting some plans and some ideas down, because I do like that part of the process, you know, planning out projects, thinking of things I can do. So I might start looking at things like that with these advents. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of Sweet Shop blankets, bits and bobs with some of the advent stuff, so that's at least earmarked. But for this this seaweed one, I don't know what I want to do. I feel like I want to do something special with it, but I can't decide what. So I'm going to spend some time planning out, especially with something that feels this stunning. I'm going to have to do something special. But for now, I am going to have to run because I have a lesson. So after this, I'm going to see which unit has the shortest waiting time. And that is the one I will be making my way to. And hopefully, I'm not going to spend the entire day there, but I will keep you updated. Hello, I'm back from the urgent care, and it actually was not as painful as it could have been in all senses. They didn't prod at it, which I was quite relieved about, and I wasn't there nearly as long as I could have been. I had like a bag. I had my book, I had my water, I had something to eat, like I had charger, like I was prepared to be in for a haul. But no, I wasn't in there nearly as long as I thought. They basically just booked me in with the fracture clinic for next week. So I'm going to have it re-looked at then. But I specifically asked if I could knit. And she said I can. Oh, I nearly cried. I nearly just started crying there and then. In fact, she almost encouraged it, because she was saying that ideally I need to make sure I'm moving my fingers so that they don't get really stiff. So she was like, yeah, no, you can knit. I was like, thank you. I was so happy about that. So yes, generally feeling a lot better about the whole situation, feeling a lot more positive than yesterday. Because as well, like after this week, I'm finished with my lessons for Christmas, and I was looking forward to just relaxing and doing some, like a good chunk of knitting. And so, I mean, you know, I'd have found things to do, don't get me wrong, but I was devastated at the idea that I'd have all that time and not be able to do what I really like, what I really enjoy doing. So I'm delighted with that. So I got back and decided to have a nap because it's just taken such an emotional toll on me at this point. So yeah, I got back, had a nap. I've eaten, I've done my lesson, and I just don't have anything now. I'm just going to chill. I might do a little bit of clearing up because you can't see what's down there and it's stressing me out. So I might do a little bit of tidying. Obviously it's going to be very gentle tidying because there's not really a whole lot I can do. I can't do anything too intense, but I hate the clutter that I'm living in right now. And I know it's because I've spent the last 2 weekends away and like just repacking and unpacking the same suitcase. But I might just do a little bit of decluttering just to make me feel better. And then kind of chill. I don't, as much as I've been told I can knit, I don't feel up to it yet because it is quite sore today. So maybe not just yet, but it's nice to know that I can. I still can't drive. That's not on the table. So there will still have to be some restrictions there. But I can make do. I can work around that. But yes, the main thing is I'm not restricted from knitting. And I cannot tell you how happy I am about that, honestly. So yeah, I might just do a little bit of clearing just to make me feel better, because I know the whole thing just it's lightened my mood. Christmas doesn't feel cancelled anymore. So I think now that I'm feeling a lot better about it, I'll do a little bit of clearing and feel cozier. I might make myself a cozy drink. Oh no, I'm going to leave that because it's Monday, so it means we're going to be catching up on Game of Wool. I'm going to leave the cozy drink for later when we do Game of Wool. Yes. That feels like a plan. But I think a cozy drink's definitely happening tonight. I might get myself a little snack and yeah, have a nice cozy night. But yes, for now I think I'll just do a little bit of clearing. That might involve some wrapping. Well, this is the thing. I normally quite enjoy wrapping presents. I like making them all look like nice and neat and pretty and everything like that. Everyone's getting gift bags this year. I normally use brown wrapping paper because recyclable, and I quite like the way that you can decorate it, like with ribbons and tags and things. Everybody's on gift bags this year because I'm not wrapping all. I know I could do it, but I know I'd make a pig's ear of it, and then I'd get annoyed. So I think just for everyone's sanity, it's a gift bag year this year. That's okay though. That's okay. I've got so many gift bags I could do with clearing through some. So that's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, it might involve some wrapping and putting under the tree, but I've got a couple of hours before we're going to watch Game of Wool. That feels like the plan. And I'm going to catch up on the reading because I didn't do yesterday's reading, so I am a day behind. I haven't finished last week's. I need to check this new schedule because I don't know what chapters are on for this week. I've got like plans now. Okay, I'm going to have to get going. I've got stuff to do. All right, I will check in again tomorrow. I hope you have had a lovely day. I had to catch up tonight, so I read 3 chapters. Anne to the Rescue, A Concert, a Catastrophe and a Confession, and A Good Imagination Gone Wrong. A Canadian premier is visiting the next town over, and many people in Avonlea head across to listen and see the meeting. That evening, Diana comes frantically running to Green Gables. Her 3-year-old sister is very sick with croup, and Mr. and Mrs. Barry went to the next town, and the lady taking care of the children doesn't know what to do. Anne helps her raise 3 sets of twins and has dealt with croup before, so she sets about grabbing some medicine and runs over to the Barry's house while Matthew tries to find a doctor. Anne sits up with the child all night and nurses her, and by the time the doctor arrives, she's through the worst of it. The next day, while Anne's still asleep, Mrs. Barry calls by and tells Marilla that Anne saved the child's life and that she's so grateful, and she says she shouldn't have believed that Anne would purposely get Diana drunk. Anne is invited over for tea, where they use the good china for her, and Anne is beside herself with happiness at being able to be friends with Diana again. She goes to a concert and a recital with Diana for her birthday,
and is permitted to sleep at the Barrys' house afterwards in the spare room. When they get home from the concert, they race to the spare room and leap onto the bed, only to discover that Diana's great-aunt Josephine arrived to stay the night in the spare room. Aunt Josephine's less than impressed and threatens to leave again the next day without paying for Diana's music lessons as was planned. Anne goes to apologise and explains it was all her idea and not Diana's, and assures Aunt Josephine that she wasn't the only one startled by the event. Aunt Josephine seems to warm to Anne quite quickly and is intrigued and amused by her. She forgives them both and agrees to stay. She and Anne actually end up talking a lot during her stay, and Anne declares her a kindred spirit. In the spring, Marilla asks Anne to run to the Barrys quickly to borrow an apron pattern, and Anne is suddenly horrified at the thought of going out after dark. Marilla manages to discover that Anne made up a story about the forest being haunted, and her imagination is so vivid that she is now afraid of a story she invented herself. Marilla has absolutely no patience for this and insists, and Anne bolts to and from the Barrys, declaring she doesn't need to make areas more interesting anymore, and she'll be quite content with commonplace forests after this.